Mr. Baker, I'm Shirley Biltright, Mindy's mother. I want to talk to you.
Why, Mrs. Biltright, what an unexpected pleasure. Right, Browner?
Yes, sir, it's unexpected, all right.
Well, Mindy has told us so much about you that I feel like I've known you for years. Right, Browner?
Eons.
Mindy talks about you all the time, Mrs. Biltright. What a source of inspiration you have been for that young lady. What a guiding light. What a rock of Gibraltar. Why, Mrs. Biltright, you are more than just a mom for Mindy. Right, Browner?
Yeah, you're a real mother.
Mr. Baker, I'm not here to talk about me. I want to discuss my daughter's future. I want to know why Mindy is not going to be your featured majorette this year.
Well, Mrs. Biltright, look, let's try to be reasonable. In the first place, well, I don't select the majorettes.
Who does? That shrimp there?
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm not nearly experienced for such a demanding job.
Well, then who does make the selections?
Well, you see, Mrs. Biltright, I do, in a way. But I rely heavily on Mr. Browner here and try to follow his suggestions very closely. But of course, if a mistake has been made, which it obviously has, then we need to correct it, don't we?
Indeed we do. Mr. Baker, Mindy is such a talented girl. I'm sure Mindy has never told you about all her accomplishments in high school. She's such a modest little thing. But let me assure you, she made quite an impression on the hallways of Green Valley High School.
Probably ran into a few wall lockers.
Of course, she never was in the band. They had this silly little rule that you had to play an instrument, but she's always had such a natural feel for music. Don't you think she has a natural feel, Mr. Baker?
I'm sure that is true, Mrs. Biltright.
Have you seen her credentials, Mr. Baker? Does this look like the resume of a mere twirler? Is that the credentials of one whom you would doom to anonymity by hiding her in among all the others on the field? How can you hide Mindy on the field?
That's a real good question.
My daughter deserves to be your featured majorette, Mr. Baker. My daughter will be your featured majorette, Mr. Baker. And if she's not, I'll have your job.
Can I be your assistant?
Shut up. You remind me of my husband wherever he is.
Mrs. Biltright, please, I think we need to be logical about this. After all, Mindy hardly knows how to twirl a baton.
What difference does that make? She already has her own uniform. And besides, this is very important to our future. I have great plans for Mindy, Mr. Baker. Someday, we are going to be Miss America.
We?
Well, Mindy, of course, but I'll be so proud of her that it will seem like I'm right up there with her. Is that so hard for you to understand, Mr. Baker?
Oh, not at all, Mrs. Biltright. You are just a typical majorette mother, and that, Mrs. Biltright, is the problem. Every mother feels her daughter should be the featured majorette. And to a mother, it doesn't matter whether the daughter is tall or short, skinny or fat, pretty or ugly. It doesn't matter if there are already 20 majorettes in the band. It doesn't even matter if the school doesn't even have a band. There must be majorettes. Well, I've had it up to here with majorettes, Mrs. Biltright. Now, what do you think of that?
I think, Mr. Baker, I need to talk to my good friend, Buford.
Buford?
Yes, Buford. Benjamin Buford Jones, president of this university.
There she is, Miss America.
Mrs. Biltright, it has been a long time since I have heard such a sincere and logical solution to what is really a very minor problem. Now that you have explained your point of view, I feel I can assure you that Mindy's talents will figure prominently in my plans for this fall.
I had a feeling you would see things my way, Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker, just so you don't forget, I want you to know I'm going to be around to keep my eye on Mindy.
Oh, we'll do the same thing, Mrs. Biltright, and you can depend on that.
What now, Mr. Baker?
Hey, let's get on with this. I've got lots of work to do. Has the band got all the music memorized yet?
Well, the clarinets are having some problems
The
right
clarinets!
now, sir.
Why is it always the clarinets? I never have those kind of problems with the tubas. How are the tubas doing?
Well, okay, I guess, sir. Just that, well, Jenkins broke his leg yesterday during the second routine where the tubas do a backflip off the goalposts.
So?
Well, that's about it, sir. Except we are having some problems with the trumpet section.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. They don't like their uniforms, right?
Well, most of those guys hardly ever wear a dress anymore, sir.
What do they want from me?
I think, sir, they'd kind of like to wear trousers like the rest of the band.
Trousers? Haven't you explained it to them, Browner? Don't they understand why?
Yes, sir, but they said they didn't care if J.C. Penney's did make you a good deal.
Oh, jeez.
That's not all, sir. They don't want to shave their legs, either.
Is there any good news?
Yes, sir. The trombone teacher said to tell you he'd be glad to help you with rehearsals as soon as he gets back from Acapulco.
And the trumpet teacher?
His dog had puppies.
Is anybody here?
Not too many, sir. But I did see the custodian today, and he said he had a great idea for a halftime show.
Go away, Browner.
Sir?
Go away. Just go away.
Is there anything you need me to do right now, sir?
No, I don't think so.
Is it okay if I go check on the majorettes again, sir?
Oh! When I pause to recall the pitiful mess of it all, when first I came upon this music scene, the uniforms were zero, the band was really stingo, but now we're held in very high esteem. It's entirely to my credit, they better not forget it, 'cause I've done it all myself, I really mean I've done it all myself. Is that extreme? No, I think it's not immodest, I'm only being honest, I did it all myself. Yes, I did it all myself. Or so it seems. The clarinets were rotten and the trumpets fouled the air. No flute could toot to suit me, not at all. My budget was so crummy 'cause they used up all my money. They spent it on the team to play football. But I did it all myself, or so it seems. I raised the money with promotion schemes. We raffled off a car. Perhaps we went too far. The car belonged to Hertz, or so it seems. I really can't remember, 'cause that's way back last November. But the president remembers, boy, I mean. And I still have got his footprint on my jeans. But why should he begrudge it? If I had a better budget, I'd be calm, I'd be good. I really would, you wouldn't recognize me. I'll always remember my band last September. The uniforms were red, musicians green. It really wasn't groovy. If it had been a movie, the censors would have deemed it most obscene. But now we are the best you've ever seen. And I did it all myself. Well, maybe I had some help, but it seems I was alone. Had some help with the trombones. Trumpets are improving. And it seems, I guess, the horns and clarinets and the drums are getting better. Yes, I did it all myself. Yes, I did it all myself. Yes, I did it all myself. Okay, we did it all ourselves. Alone, I did it all myself. All right already. I give up. Browner!
Yes, sir?
Where have you been?
Checking the majorettes, sir.
Well, how are the majorettes?
They're in good shape, sir.
I know that, Browner. Did I get any messages today?
Yes, sir.
Well, would you mind letting me in on the news?
Oh, okay. You got a letter from Washington, sir. Your federal grant request was turned down.
Oh? Did they say why?
Yes, sir. They said marching bands that play out of tune do not, in their opinion, constitute a national health hazard.
Huh. Think I'll send them a recording of my band. Oh well, what else?
Your pantyhose are here, sir.
Not my pantyhose, Browner, Mindy's. I mean, one of the majorette's uniform materials has arrived.
Do those things always come with a necklace in the package, sir?
Will you get on with it, Browner?
The dean called today to say how much he enjoyed your recruitment talk at freshman orientation. He said General Patton would have loved it. He also said to tell you that he meets with department heads every Tuesdays, so he'll be a little late for rehearsal, if that's okay.
Good grief. First the vice president, now the dean. How can I have a top-notch senior citizens band if people skip rehearsals because of job conflicts? Make a note, Browner. Write this down. Put them both on last chair parts.
Yes, sir.
That'll teach them. What else?
The bassoon player from Morganville saw me today, sir. He wants to take some English courses this semester.
Why?
That's his major, sir.
So what? He's on scholarship. He can take freshman English next year.
He'll be a senior next year, sir. What do you think we should do?
Oh, I don't know. Go let him out of the practice room, I guess.
He'll really like that, sir. This is his favorite time of the year.
Will you get moving, Browner?
Yes, sir, but there's one other message. Coach Davis sent a note saying that we couldn't use the football field on November 10th for the marching band contest.
He did what? Did he say why?
Yes, sir. He said there was a game that week and he didn't want the field to get messed up.
Messed up? Messed up? The contest is on Thursday night. The game's on Saturday. We're talking about 7 high school bands walking around for 45 minutes. How's that going to mess anything up? Hell, the biggest band there won't weigh much more than that big tackle he stole from Mississippi last year.
What are we going to do, sir?
Get me the dean on the phone. No, wait a minute. What day is this?
Wednesday, sir.
Don't bother calling. I'll see him at rehearsal. Remind me, Browner. I've got to ask the dean to call the coach. That should take care of things with no problems.